Hello, hello. This is Pablo Arias, founder of International Relocation Partner, also uh, the Expat Community, theexpatcommunity.com. And today we have free Spanish classes. So I know this is a huge need for everyone who is looking to move abroad. So we are broadcasting this in expat groups in Costa Rica, Mexico, Panama, and many other countries. And I hope that this is useful for all of you guys who are looking to move abroad. And with me today, I have Professor Warner. Hey, Warner, how are you? Say hi.
Hi, Pablo. How are you?
Before we go into topic, I want to share, what is the expat community and what is that we're trying to do with this community. We are doing free Spanish classes every Friday, and I'm going to put the times, different time zones at the bottom of the screen. Costa Rica time is 1:30, Panama 2:30, Mexico City 1:30, 9:30 p.m. in Spain. So if you're looking to go abroad to any of these countries, you want to enjoy this journey even better, go ahead and connect. We are here to help. We are also, sharing this in our expat group in Costa Rica, 29,000 people, and we recently launched another one in Mexico. And within a week, we have 500 members. So this is amazing. And yeah, so before we go into topic, this is our introduction, and then we let Professor take over. Hey, Warner, what is our class today? But before that, just a little bit about We Speak Spanish. We want everybody to understand what is that we're doing here, and you are so important to this that I want people to understand what you do, and then we can go into topic.
Thank you, Pablo. Of course, yeah, it's a pleasure for me to introduce We Speak Spanish School. So basically, I want to tell you that normally there's two Spanish programs. So in Costa Rica and probably in Panama, probably in Mexico also, and in Spain. So there's two kind of programs. So one of the programs is when the people they decide to come, in this case in Costa Rica, to study Spanish for example, 1 week. Some of them they have the opportunity to come to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. So some of them they have the opportunity to come to Costa Rica, to Spain, to Mexico for 1 month. So this kind of programs is the program that we call immersion classes. Why? Because you will be focused in your studies. So you will be here probably living with a family, because that you will be involved in all the activities that you have with the family. So you will be enjoying the culture of the country. You will enjoy uh, everything of the daily activity. So it's a full immersion. So, but in our school, we found one situation many years ago. But what about with the people that they need Spanish, but they are not in the same group, because it's not immersion. So, because the difference is that now you are living in a country as Costa Rica, as Mexico, as Panama. So that is why we create a special program for people, and that is the thing: Spanish classes for resident or expats people. So these students they don't need, or maybe sometimes depends the goals of the students. They need 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. Wagner, I bought a restaurant in Mexico, and all my employees they are Mexicans. Of course, obviously now you need to study, focus on that Spanish, focus on your needs, because you need to speak Spanish. But if not, you are living now you are retired, you are living in the country, and what you want to do is to study Spanish in a long process. That is why some of the 95 of our students they take Spanish during 10 or 11 months in 1 year, because for them to study Spanish is part of the daily activity, like when you go to the gym, like when you go to yoga classes. So they come to classes twice per week. So the cities we have immersion programs, when you decide to study 1 week, 2 weeks, in that kind of program, you can study 4 hours, 6 hours per day. But when you are in the expat or when you are resident, so you don't need to study probably 6 hours. You need to study only 4 hours per week, but for long term. So that is what we have been doing our last 15 years here in Costa Rica. People living, working with companies, maybe they don't need to work in Spanish, but they need Spanish to live in the country. And I know that is exactly the same what is happening in Mexico, in Panama, in Spain. Okay. Actually, we have here in Costa Rica 3 locations. We have one location in Santana, we have another location in Savannah, and we have another location in Atenas. So resident people, we have classes in group. Also, we have a section where we have students online. So maybe you are in Guanacaste, it's not possible to come to San Jose, but you can take classes online. We have students around the world in United States, Canada. We have students in Germany. We have students in Philippines. We have students in China. So this is what we love to do. How many hours per day? Sometimes our day it's 12 hours classes. So group sessions, private sessions, classes online, face-to-face classes. Okay. So this is what we are doing, Pablo.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. We anything else, just little reminder because people might start connecting. This is free Spanish classes. We do this every Friday. Let's get together. Please say hi, introduce yourself, tell us where you're listening this from, where you're watching this from. If you have anything to comment, just do the practice with us. We'd love to have you.
Excellent, Pablo.
And go ahead.
Okay, we will continue. So if you are following our session, so in the last 3 Fridays, basically we are talking about something that, Wagner, so this is difficult. We understand this is difficult. The uses of por and para. Why? Because there's many uses. And sometimes people study this not following uses, okay? So what we are trying to do the last 3 sessions and today is to see the uses according these situations. Okay, today we will continue with the use number 4. Okay, let me start the presentation. Do you remember the other uses, the previous uses that we studied?
Refresh me, please.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, let me see. In the class number 1, so basically, we talk about the uses when we talk about motive, cause, or reason. So in our sentence, we have a motive, we have a reason, and we can use both. Because remember the example that I gave. I drink water to have good health. So we can use exactly the same reason, the motive, the cause. I drink water. So if you use para, after para, we need to have a verb. Yo bebo agua para tener buena salud. I drink water to have good health. But if you decide to use por, in this case, after por, we need to use a noun. So I drink water for my health. So this was the use number 1. Okay. The use number 2, it was when we talk about time. So remember, I remember this. Yo vivo en Costa Rica para 2 años. This was a normal mistake. So because in this case, you are talking about period. So yo vivo en Costa Rica, and I said that we use por when we talk about period and not para. Okay. So in that case, we will use por when it's a period, and we will use para when we talk about celebrations or when we talk about deadline, fecha límite o celebraciones. This was the use number 2. In our last session, we talked about the use of para and the use of por, but when we talk about locations, okay? When we talk about places, because for example, we need to use para when we talk about final destination, destino final. Remember these examples. En mayo, Pablo va para Portugal. Okay? So your final destination, it was Portugal. It is Portugal. So that is why we will say para. En mayo, Pablo va para Portugal. Mañana mi hija mañana va para la playa. Okay? However, the use of por is when we talk about through. So the road that you used to go there, that is why in the sentence we can say en mayo Pablo va para Portugal por Alemania. So Alemania is not the final destination. If not Alemania, it's the country that you will use to go to Portugal. Okay? So we have now three uses: motive, cause, and reason when we talk about time or when we talk about places. But today we will talk about what about when we use por and para, but talking about people. Okay? Here I have two examples. And for the students, these two examples are exactly, for them, it's exactly the same. So, let me read the example. Compré un libro para mi hija. Let me put here para in another color because I want that you see that the sentence is exactly the same. The sentence number 2 is compré un libro por mi hija. So, for my students, these two sentences are exactly the same. However, for us that we speak Spanish, these two sentences are totally different. Okay? What is the meaning of this? I bought a book for my daughter. Compré un libro para mi hija. Sentence number 2. Compré un libro por mi hija. But for you, the meaning is exactly the same. I bought a book for my daughter. Okay. Wagner, how is this? Okay, let me tell you this. In the example number 1, we will use always para when in the sentence the situation is direct to, dirigido a. Can you give us more examples? Of course. Let me put here. Por ejemplo, you can say this. Yo cociné para mis amigos. Yo cociné para mis amigos. I cooked for my friends. Probably these friends, they are your friends. I don't know. Let's see, like one of them, it was the birthday, and you prepared a delicious dinner because it was direct to them. So it's like the gift of is your gift, and you want to give to them. Okay, the dinner that you prepare is direct to them. Yo cociné para mis amigos. But remember that in the example that we saw, basically I can say the same, but using por. Yo cociné por mis amigos. And this is exactly what confused the student. Hey, Wagner, so, but if we use para, that means like what you prepare, it's something that you want to give to them. But so in that case, what is the meaning of if I say, yo cociné por mis amigos? Yo cociné por mis amigos. So
they make me cook.
In this case, okay, then remember, yo cociné para mis amigos is what you prepare, is something that you want to give to them. like a gift, for example. But in the case number 2, yo cociné por mis amigos. Imagine this context. Your friend, they were the people in charge to cook the dinner, but maybe they got sick, so they were not able to cook, and you went to cook instead of them. So the use of this preposition in this sentence, por, it's indicating me that what you did, it was instead of your friends. So it's a big difference. So in that case, if you read these two examples, yo compré un libro para mi hija. I bought a book for my daughter. The meaning of this is, oh, it was your daughter's birthday, and you bought a book and you gave her as a present. But in the sentence number 2, your daughter, it was the person in charge to buy the book. But because she knew that you was in the mall, you was near the bookstore, she asked you the favor than to buy the book, so that you bought the book instead of your daughter. It's not a gift of you to your daughter. If not, it's something that you are doing instead your daughter. Okay, so two big differences. So compré un libro para mi hija, compré un libro por mi hija. So, and this is very important because now you can see that depends the use. So you can say like, is something that direct to the other person, or is if it's something that you are doing instead in place of the other person. Okay, let me give you one more example. Yo, yo, okay, Pablo, try to give me one example. Yo
I drive for my kids.
Yo manejé. Exacto. Yo manejé para mis hijos. Exactly. What I understand here is that the action that you are doing is because you want to help your kids. You are doing the action and they are receiving the action. And I can write exactly the same sentence, but now using por. Entonces, yo manejé. Yo manejé por mis hijos. The context of this is like the person or the people in charge to drive. There were your kids, but they can't. So you decide to do the action in place of them. Okay? So, one more example. Yo, yo limpié. Yo limpié la casa para ti. Okay. I cleaned the house for you.
For you.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. I cleaned the house for you. Okay, this is not exactly a gift, yeah, but it's something, it's one action that you are doing because you want to express to the other person, hey, do you know what? I am doing this because I like you. I want that you feel that the house is clean. But if we go to the second case, yo limpié la casa por ti. Now the action, one more time, is different. Yo limpié la casa por ti. The meaning of this is that today you was the person in charge to clean the house, but maybe you should travel, or maybe you are sick, or maybe now you are working at the office, you are not able to clean the house, and I decide to do this action in place of you. So two similar sentences. Basically, is 90% of the sentence is exactly the same. The only difference is if you use para or if you use por. Para is direct to direct to. Por is instead of, in place of. This is the first use when we talk about people, because now I want to show you what happened with the second use. So the use number 4 when we talk about people, but we can see two different scenarios about how use that. Okay, so this is number 1. Let's go to the number 2. Okay, in the number 2, I can say this. Para mí, tu carro está dañado. Para mí, tu carro está dañado. Ajá. For me, your car is damaged. Okay? But one more time, we can go to the preposition por, and you can say exactly the same. Por mí, tu carro está dañado. But if you see, it's exactly the similar. The same sentence. The only difference is that in number 1, I am using para, and in number 2, I am using por. And this is very important because here you are saying two different things. What do you think is the use if you say para mí? Para mí, tu carro está dañado. Basically, what is happening there is you are giving your opinion. So you are giving your opinion. Para mí, my opinion is that your car is damaged. Okay? But in number 2, what is happening here? Hey, you know what? Your car is damaged because of me, because of my fault. Okay?
I damaged your car.
Exactly. I damaged your car. Exactly. So, number 1, it's my opinion about something. Number 2, you are saying the result of this is because I did something.
Reason.
Exactly. I did something wrong. For me, your car is damaged. For me, your car is damaged. The use of para is when we give our opinion. So when you are expressing your opinion, and we will use por when we are expressing that this is because I did something wrong. Okay? One more example. Para mí, tu comida está salada. Para mí, tu comida está salada. For me, your food is salty. So, but remember, we will use exactly the same sentence, but now with por, and the meaning it's totally different. Por mí, your food is salty. So now what you are saying when you use por is because of you. Probably you was the person what it was cooking and you put more salt than you needed to put. And that is why, because of you, your food today is salty. Okay? One more example. I want to express my opinion. Okay, Pablo, give me one example where you are expressing your opinion.
Okay.
Para mí,
the weather is chill. The weather is cool. Para mí, el clima está frío.
Para mí, el clima está frío. Okay. That is your opinion. Okay. Para mí, el clima está frío. Okay. Can we say the same in the other one? Por mí.
No, porque I cannot change the weather.
You cannot match it. You cannot manage the weather, but you can say this. Para mí, The room, it's cold. Yeah, sí. Ajá.
Yeah.
Para mí, la habitación está fría. Okay. For me, you are expressing your opinion. For me, the room, it's cold. Yeah, it's your opinion about how is the room. But in this case, now we can use it with por. Por mí, la habitación está fría.
It's
Why?
por
Because
me because
exactly,
I can turn the AC
exactly,
on and off.
exactly. Just probably you forgot and you put the AC in 18, and of course, entonces because of you, because you manage the temperature of the room, because of you, the room today it's cold. Okay, so in only one rule, we saw two different scenarios. Okay, por and para, por and para. When we talk about people, so let me do a summary. Okay, let me do a summary about these two different scenarios. Remember, number one is when we have a sentence. In both cases, it's a very similar sentence. It's basically the same information, but the only difference is the use of para on por. Compré un libro para mi hija. I bought a book for my daughter. Compré un libro por mi hija. I bought a book for my daughter. So, but in Spanish, the meaning is different. I bought a book for my daughter. It's because you gave the book as a gift to your daughter. In the second case is when you bought the book instead of your daughter, in place of your daughter. And the second scenario is when we use para, when you give your opinion. Okay, remember this. Para mí, tu carro está dañado. So what I think is, I think that your car is damaged. Okay, you are giving your opinion, but also you can say, por mí, tu carro está dañado. For my fault, your car, it's
So
damaged.
I broke the car.
I broke the car. So Pablo, this is the rule number 4. So I want that all of you that you are connected with us. Well, yeah, this is an easy way to see the different uses when we talk about time, when we talk about place, when we talk about people. And this is how we suggest to study the uses of por and para. Okay. I hope that if you are watching the videos, try to put in practice this. Oh. Now I am using por and para. I am talking about time. I need to use this. I am talking about motive reason. I will use this. Okay. So Pablo, this is our rule number 4. We have 3 rules more. Okay. So we will have one more session talking about the uses of por and para, because also we will see many other topics, but we will have one more use. Okay. Because what I want is that you improve the uses of por and para. ¿Qué piensas, Pablo? What do you think? Give me your opinion.
I think this is a little bit of a more complex level. I think people, they need to reach out to start in the beginning level. So we're sending local news translated into English on a newsletter, but we're also sending an invitation to these classes and to connect with We Speak Spanish. If you want to get more information, that's on our website, theexpatcommunity.com. It's also on We Speak Spanish website. Reach out if you need some help trying to adjust and learn the Spanish. You can just reach out, and Werner will be happy to help. And that's it for today. It's been 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. So thank you so much, Werner. We'll see
You're
you
welcome, Pablo.
next Friday, same time, 1:30 Costa Rica time, 2:30 Panama time. See you in the next one.